Welcome to the Lockdown Economy, a social nonprofit initiative by think tank AlterContacts to help small businesses and self-employed professionals overcome the challenges of the pandemic and reactivate the economy. Good day, everyone. My name is Maisa Sarkis, and I'm host for businesses from around the world. This time, it will be in Lebanon. My guest today is Tania Koujou, and she's the founder of Kiss the Spoon. Hello, Tanya. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. Hi, Maisa. How are you?
I'm great. I'm excited to talk about Kiss the Spoon. It's a very interesting name. And speaking about this, let's talk about your business. What do you do as a business?
Yeah, so from the name Kiss the Spoon, definitely it's related to food and good food. Kiss the Spoon is a kitchen delivery. So you can consider it like a dark kitchen. All we do is deliver food. And our food is an all day menu, toast and smoothies and sweets. And the value we offer are two values, so pleasure and nourishment. Kiss the Spoon celebrates good food that is meant to really give you the energy to move on with your day, to partake activities you want, and as well to help you feel satisfied and happy. So we really believe in the pleasure and nourishment. And the big core of Kiss the Spoon menu is the sweets category. We call them as well feel good sweets. We are across different touch points. We are delivery based, so people can order via applications, WhatsApp, soon a website, and also they can go and check us out when they are having their coffee at some coffee shops, or even when they grab and go in a retail shop. Yeah, so this is it in general summary.
Thank you for sharing an overview about Kiss the Spoon. As you mentioned, it's dark kitchen are taking a toll, and we're seeing a rise. So, how many people you have on board who help you, and when did your business start?
Mm. So we started very small. We started as a team of three. We're still small now. We're a team of five, me included. So there is me who handles uh, or runs Kiss the Spoon, the idea behind it, the marketing, and just make it run smoothly. And we have as well three cooks and chef. However, I'm more the recipe developer, and they apply them. And we have like a sort of industrial production. We really produce big quantities of sweets, and then we have as well our customer service girl or operation manager. And why we started, so it started really as a blog, me sharing a personal story. I'm sure every one of us has their own health journey, their own story regarding their health and how they feel about their body. Mine was a bit I'm not gonna say yo-yo dieting, but I never felt like light and happy and in tune with my body. However, we still sometimes have this kind of disconnection. It's not that all days are perfect and we feel light and happy and flat. But I had irritable bowel syndrome. I had to learn how to eat, what to eat, and that made me go into a new world, which is health. I studied health coaching while I was working in advertising. Then I felt like all my energy just going into one direction, which is kiss the spoon. I was, I took the leap of faith, left advertising. We started 2 years ago, and I don't know if I should tell you now about the story and the journey of Kiss the Spoon, but basically this is why it started, because I had something and I turned this pain, I think, into a blessing. And when I had irritable bowel syndrome, I always felt like I don't want to nag about it and say why me and why is it. I was like, okay, I can embrace it, create a new food, create something. And it happened that so many people face the same thing. Our menu is not IBS friendly or irritable bowel syndrome friendly, but that was the story behind it. And that's why Kiss the Spoon is not just a business, it's even a community that empowers people to feel good through health talks, tips, recipes, etc.
You've described how the business works, and you also, when we were talking before, and you shared with me an overview. You said it's a community with two legs, and this
Yeah.
community have passed in a lockdown period that started in March 2020. So the business is still new. We can call it a startup that started in 20 between 2018 and 2019. No, and I would like to know, and everyone, how did the lockdown and the pandemic affect the business?
Yes. So I'll go back to 2020, March 2020. When this happened, I think at the start, first 2 weeks, people just freaked out. Everyone was scared. Definitely the number of orders dropped. People didn't want to have or be in contact with any driver, anything that comes outside of the house. And especially that we as well rely on our retailer and walk into the supermarkets for them to grab our sweets. No one was doing that. So the first 2 weeks felt a bit different. However, during the first 2 weeks as well, the customers who really trust Kiss This Phone kept ordering, and they switched from ordering from an food app to ordering direct, which even helped us because when a customer orders direct, no commission goes to any food app. And I think what made us stay in contact with our customers was because This Phone is a community. It was not like a business that feels far from them, that just talks the language, business lingo, buy two, get one free. It was human, it was represented by me, Tania, with all my imperfections that I would share. So people trusted it. And that's why people were like, Tania, we're gonna order directly from you. That was the start. And then we started noticing a lot of change in customers' pattern. But what I did as a business is I tried to understand it and be agile and adapt. Meaning, at the start, people dropped, they stopped ordering, or let's say, or started ordering less. Then orders picked up, but not for salads. We had salads and sandwiches because people in Lebanon who are living with their parents, they're gonna eat homemade food. They're not gonna go to their office and order. So no one was ordering salads and sandwiches. But because people were home, strapped in their houses, they were feeling some sort of anxiety. What is this COVID? What is gonna happen? Everyone felt frustrated. The number or the demand for sweets kept on increasing and increasing. And in parallel, what happened is Lebanon started, or Lebanese economy started a bit to go into a sort of a downer, and it started to collapse. So the dollar as well, dollar rate was increasing, which meant that the sweets became even more expensive, but still people kept ordering because of the whole situation. It's a package what's happening in Lebanon because of lockdown. People trapped in their house and they have fear of what's going to happen in Lebanon. All this fear was channeled into ordering more sweets. So as a business, what I did is I adapted to this new pattern. We dropped the salad and sandwiches, we downsized the menu, and we increased the SKUs we have in our sweets category. That was in July 2020. July 2020 until December 2020, the demand for sweets kept on increasing and increasing. We started in 1 touch points, we reached 9 touch points. That was 2020. So I would say COVID helped me in a way to understand what is the core of my business, what drives the business, what are the strengths. So I focus on them and I would eliminate any cost inefficiency.
You summed it pretty well. Sometimes challenges only prove that a business model is not perhaps the right one, or can be fine-tuned and modified by having the right set, being quick to adapt, agile, yes, as you mentioned, and yes, you were innovative in the way you addressed the challenges. You tried to find new SKUs. So for everyone also, you noticed there was a change in behavior and the pattern. What kind of strategies, let's say, did you try to use to stimulate the business, to keep it going?
Okay, so there are so many things. So first of all, I think we remained committed, and I would say the business started talking to the customers more. By the way, I'm a marketer originally, so I felt like this is where I can really let the brand speak to the customer, be their friend at these moments. Lebanese people during those days were not feeling their best. I'm not feeling my best. We really wanted to feel good. And the core or let's say the mission of Kiss This Phone was to celebrate feel good food and empower people to feel good. So we stayed committed to our promise, and this is what helped people keep on ordering. they saw that our prices were getting higher and more expensive. They switched, and I know that at the start they switched to other brands, and then they came back because they're like, Kiss the Spoon is making us feel good. So what we did is we really hammered our philosophy, our notion of feel good, feel good, feel good, and now it's stuck in people's head. So that was number one. Number two, strategy is now implemented in 2021. It's still in progress. Is that as Lebanese business hospitality industry or in F&B, to be more specific, we are suffering from the commissions taken from us, because we already are not having high profit margins because of all the challenges we're facing now. We cannot price very high because the Lebanese population income did not increase, yet the value of their money is now very low. So our profit margin is really going down, and we really cannot afford having more commissions taken from us. So the strategy right now is to build a more direct contact with the customer. You want Kiss the Spoon, order direct. We are here for you. So we're trying to eliminate all these touch points. We're not going to eliminate them, but maybe let the customer engage with us. So tactic number one would be that we're launching exclusive to direct orders via Kiss the Spoon. We're giving incentives to customers to order directly from us. We give them a discount. Soon we will launch loyalty programs as well. And I think this what will make people stay committed, because a few days ago I was telling myself, Kiss the Spoon is a community. I always say Kiss the Spoon is a community. And I think now is the time where I can rely on my community. And I have been telling them every day, order direct. And now Lebanese people have this sense of supporting small businesses and ordering directly from them.
It is true. We are all, someone told me, we are in this all together. And combined forces can make us sometimes empowered and know that we are on the right track. So as any entrepreneur, there are some high points, low points during the week, and people step in from your inner and outer and external circles. So you mentioned, and I have seen as well on your social media, the consistency in the brand messaging. And as you mentioned, you are very close to your customer. Can you tell us do you know how your customers and the competition are doing at the time being?
Okay, so regarding the competition, I really know that we're all facing the same issues. So I would say we're not doing very well, and I wouldn't say very well in terms of maybe financially, although definitely financially some businesses are bleeding, but I would say we're not doing very well in terms of we're not thriving, we're surviving. This is the survival mode that customers and competitors are really facing. I know from friends who are in the same industry, I think what they're doing right now is considering Lebanon as a place to at least break even, just so that the brand name remains established, so that customers don't forget us until 6 months, 1 year later, the things get better. But every business in Lebanon is trying to have an exit, start a dark kitchen somewhere else, because now it's very easy to establish a dark kitchen. You might not need a trading license, so you work with someone else, you get fresh dollar, and you remain in your country. This is what I have heard, but definitely it's not something everyone is doing. But I'll tell you, the summary is all competitors are in a survival mode, small or big. We're all facing the financial limitations from bank. We don't have liquidity. Our money is trapped in the bank. We have very, very, very minimal allowance that we can take as well. There is problem in procurement. There is problem in the dollar fluctuation. Sometimes we are limiting our production, all of that. And customers, how they are doing, because I can consider myself a customer, a citizen, a Lebanese person, we are all clinging into even a tiny hope. We know that what we have been facing as an economy is really bad and it's collapsing. And I know that my customers are really suffering as well from purchasing power perspective. However, I know that they're still trying to fit in Kiss the Spoon in their week. Usually, maybe they used to buy 3 times a week. Maybe now it's 2 times or 1 time, or they buy 1 box that is a value box. But they're really trying, because They feel like it's becoming a daily necessity, or let's say a necessity in their week, but I know it's becoming even a luxury, sadly, and it's not something in my control, to be honest.
Yeah, it is an unfortunate to know that limitations have added on the complexity of a pandemic. And Lebanon is also one of the countries that has been suffering. However, the businesses together, small businesses, when they come together, they can have an impact and they can collaborate and create areas of growth or where they can exchange skills, resources, and this might help them to survive and move to the next step because we live in a world of uncertainty. And and thanks to the digital space, we are closer to each other. Um, I know that you mentioned some projects you're working on for the future. Would you like to add anything of how your business is doing now and what are the plans for the coming few months?
So the plan for the next few months, I would say, first of all, it would be to strengthen the relationship with the customers. Hopefully soon we will start to have our own maybe sort of website where customers can order directly from us. This is project number one. We're gonna try to have our own network of drivers, eliminate third party. I would say that's this is it in summary, and stay committed to feel good. I mean, people would really cling into anything that would make them feel good. And I really had many moments where I would be like, I really want to stop. But then you just get a message and how people just feel like, thank God we still have some Lebanese brands or some Lebanese brands giving us hope and good value. And they really appreciate as well, like the creativity and the talent that we bring. So I would say one I'm really trying to remain here for them and close to them and stop any business bleeding. So we're trying to really rely on us versus any third party. This is uh, this is the yeah, I mean the major thing I can really say and share. I
There's
don't know
a
if you
lot
wanna
here.
anything else you wanna
No.
know more about.
I'm curious. The discussions will take many more hours, and what you do as a business is beyond as well providing good food. It is nourishing the soul, and for me, I love sweets as well, so I cannot have any complaint in that area.
I'm sure
Uh,
you'll try one day. I'm sure
I
you'll
hope.
come Lebanon, home country, and you'll try that.
Um, for Kiss the Spoon to take further leaps for the future, can you tell us three things or more you need help with?
Yes. So the first thing, it would be really a kind of, it's not happening now, but very soon we want to be funded so that we increase our space, we can increase our production. And the second thing would be, and it's something we might consider later on, and it really depends how things flow, but to really invest in a project where we can export as well, because our items are fit to shelf life. I would say really these two. The third one, I don't know how people can help, but just give us the money that we have at the bank, less financial restrictions, control the dollar. Yeah, but these are harder.
Well, I wish that all the things that you have mentioned will have a plan and fall in structure. Thank you for being a guest. I would like to quote you since you say that your mission goes beyond food. It empowers people to feel good, uh, good body, good mind, and soul, so they can live a great life. Thank you for being our guest today in the Lockdown Economy series. Uh, would you like to say anything else, Tanya, before we wrap up?
I would really first thank you for this opportunity. It's really nice for us to share, and it really gives us as well this kind of happiness. I would say this that we are as well being selected and noticed, and that Kiss the Spoon and we got to share the story and our journey. It just makes me as well happy just to realize that we've gone a bit far, and we're now into something different from where we started.
Indeed, we are here all together. We are in this together, and the only way to live and embrace the new normality is by being uh, all as a whole. And this is the entire existence of the human being to be back in touch in the human aspect. So thank you again, and feel free to contact Tanya using the links in the description of the video below. I invite you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. We will have many more insights from you, and similar to Kiss the Spoon, we'll have many more businesses from different countries and business sector. I invite you to have a look. For now, bye-bye.
Bye.